Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, as you can see, we're going to be going over all the callouts that you need to know on Breenbergh Hotel in ranked play. If you guys are just getting started out and you're unfamiliar with the map, I have a lot of friends that are just starting out in ranked play that are not super familiar with all the callouts, so this video is going to be mainly for them. But if this helps out anybody else, feel free to drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new, because I'm going to be making a video for every single ranked play map, all the callouts and everything that you guys need to know. So if you guys want to stick around, I'd really appreciate that for all those future videos. And let's get started. So I spawned over here, so I'm just going to start right here. So these two little things right here, you can just call them waterfalls. That's essentially what they are, is a little waterfall. If you guys watch the CDL, you know who Accuracy Lamar is. Some people call this Lamar, but most people just call that waterfalls. So moving this way, we come up the stairs here. We are welcomed by Back Kitchen right here. And the reason why this is Back Kitchen is because you come through these doors, and this whole area is kitchen. And then you come through this little side door right here, and this is lights. Everything on this map, or everything on most map, all the callouts are pretty self-explanatory or have a reason for them, because this is lights, because as you can see, there's a bunch of lights up here. So yeah, so you're coming here through kitchen, and on the far side of kitchen right here is freezer, because it's a freezer. Again, pretty self-explanatory. This little room right here doesn't really get a call out. If you're over here, you can just say like, oh, they're coming from freezer, or either way, you can just say they're coming from freezer, coming to freezer. People know what you're talking about, so just say freezer. Then over here we have A control. So we call this A control because this is where the A control point is. And then these little corners, a lot of people hide in these corners on pretty much every mode. S&D, control, hardpoint. People hide in these little corners, and you call these either wine corners or rug corners. And the reason for that is because this little hallway back here, people will either call this wine or rugs. And the reason why they call it wine is because, as you can see, there's a whole little wine cellar right here. There's all kinds of wine bottles there. Or rugs, because there's this whole hallway. It's actually carpet, but people call it rugs anyways, just because it's easier to say. So me and my teammates call this rugs. So if they're sitting right here, just say like rugs corner or whatever. And then this little room right here, which is on the other side of kitchen, this is cat room. And the reason why this is called cat room is because this little bridge right here, or walkway, is called catwalk. So cat room, rugs, or wine. And then this little section right here, we call this connector, or like wine connector, wine cut, either one, because it connects you from like this whole section of the map to this section of the map. So most people just call that connector. Coming around here, far side, this is called front store or front jewels, because this room right here, people either call this store or jewels. So if they're in here, you'll say like front store, or like store archway, something like that. And then wrap it around here. This is called a lot of things. Some people call this chandelier. Most people call it chandelier, or shandy for short. It's easier to say, easier to spit out. So most people call this shandy. Some people also call it satellite, and some people also call it clock. I call it clock personally. Don't know why I call it clock, and don't know why people call it satellite, because it is a chandelier. That's why most people call it, because it literally is a chandelier. So most people will say shandy, but if you hear satellite or clock, that's what people are referring to. And then these doors right here lead you back to rugs. This right here, this little area, we call this double arches, because there's two arches there. So people a lot of times on like S&D or hardpoint or whatever will come through here, because this right here is the first hardpoint. So a lot of people come through here and will pre-aim that spawn over there. So you just say they're double arches. This right here, this little room right here, you can either call this single arch or statue. And this whole section right here, you can either call this main. Some people call this main, as in like the main lobby, or what me and my teammates and most of the people that I play with will call this reception. So you say like, oh, they're coming to reception, coming from reception, or like behind reception desk. Any of those will work. And then coming back through here, like I said, this is the first hard point. Well, people usually either refer to this as P1, as in point 1, or mid. It's just the middle of the map, so people either call it mid, or you can call it P1. And then coming back around here, kind of where we started again, this is called patio. This whole like wooden platform here, we call this patio. And then on this heady right here, people call this hot tub. So instead like hot tub heady or patio heady, people know what you're talking about. Come back over here, this is called couches, because there's two couches here. This is a very common spot for people to be, so that's kind of a good call out to know, kind of an important call out to know. And over here we have L desk, because this little desk right here is shaped like a backwards L. So people will sit here, lay down here, call this L desk. And then this is B control, or A S&D. This whole little like section right here. So if somebody's sitting right here, you can either say like, yeah, B control or A S&D or whatever. And then let's see, come up the stairs right here, and this is P4. or double desks because there's 2 desks here, and it's P4 because this is the 4th hard point. And then if you want to get specific, this first desk right here closest to reception is called D1. People call that D1, and the one closest to the wall here is called D2. This is a very common spot for people to sit on hard point, control, S and D, all of the above. And then this little jump up right here, you can just, if you don't mantle all the way, you just jump. Well, not like that. If you just jump like this is called God Heady, because it's very hard to shoot people off of this heady when they're sitting there. So people call it the God Heady. You can use it from both ways. So if, yeah, that's called God Heady. Coming back through here, this is Spa Hallway, and the reason why this is Spa Hallway is because this right here is Spa. A lot of people like to sit down here, and then this will be back Spa, and then this is a spawn, so you can say like, well, this fire truck right here, this will be like Spa fire truck, and then this right here is back stairs, back steps, P2 steps, something like that. And the reason why this is P2 steps, this whole large room right here, this is all P2, the second hardpoint room. So if they're back here, you'll say they're P2, or if they're sitting right here, you could say P2 steps or back steps. And then over here, these are broken trucks or broken fire trucks, and the reason for that is because if we come back to Shandy, there's a little broken like hole in the wall right here. So if they're sitting back here, which there very rarely will be people back here, so it's not a very important call out, but if you absolutely need to, if there is someone back there, you could just say like broken fire trucks. And then that's that whole section of the map. Now if we come back over here, this right here is bottom bedroom. A lot of people come through here and search and destroy. And the reason why that's bottom bedroom, this is bedroom ladder. Come up here because this room right here, right above it, is top bedroom. There's a bed there, so they call that bedroom. And then again, this is just like bedroom ladder. And then this room right here, I don't know what you want to call this, like maybe back bedroom or something like that. This again is not a very common call out. Like people are not going to be spending too much time in here. So if you're like back here on this platform, you can just say like, oh, they're coming from bedroom or they're in bedroom, something like that. Like you'll pretty much know what they're talking about. And then this right here, some people call this top long. I call this top long. Some people call it top luggage. And the reason for people calling it luggage, because this right here is bottom luggage. There's a whole bunch of luggage down here. So that's why people call it that. Again, very common spot right here for people to go in S&D. This is a little head glitch right there. But I call it bottom long and top long. And the reason for that is because if you're back here, it's the long line of sight up and down. So I call it bottom long, top long, but a lot of people also call it bottom and top luggage. So yeah, if you hear that, if you hear either one or say either one, people will know what you're talking about. And then this right here is platform. So you can call it plat for short. Say like, oh, they're top plat. If you jump down, bottom plat, or you can also call this parking because there's a parking lot here, all kinds of cars. People will, again, they'll know what you're talking about. And yeah, I think that's about it. I think we covered just about everything. And again, come through here. A lot of people like to walk through here or whatever. You can call this top catwalk or top cat for short. And I think I covered just about everything. If you guys are, if there's anything that I missed, please be sure to comment down below and let me know. Also comment down below and let me know what map you want me to go over next. Again, if this helped you in any way, please be sure to like and subscribe to stick around for the future videos I'm going to be doing in this series. I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.